Hey, what's up, Justin? So, I know it's going to sound a little hypocritical, but today's topic is going to be about driver safety. Hypocritical because I'm talking on this while I'm driving and whatnot. But I don't do these videos while I'm in traffic, you know. Right now I'm driving down the 55 getting into Arizona, and there's not a lot of cars around. I have a bunch of space in front of me. And that's going to be one of the topics of this conversation. Is you got to make sure you're leaving plenty of time and space for the vehicles ahead of you. This gives you enough time to slow down. Not just when they brake. You're not just waiting for that brake light. There's so many different things that can happen, from the cars doing something to, who knows, swerving, anything. Animals, anything like that you don't see, that cause a car or something to do something. And if you've been driving for a bit by now or starting out, you'll notice very quickly that 85% of the truck drivers drive about a car length away from everybody. Not just the old trucks, but even cars, thinking that, you know, they're going to get them out of the way. You don't want to drive that way. You want to drive that way, that's going to be a reason why they're pushing quicker and quicker to get us out of these seats and get these trucks driving themselves. Because of guys like that, you don't want to ruin it for everybody else. Because what, you got to get there so much quicker? It's not worth it. So you leave time and space not only in front of you by I leave about 5 to 8 seconds, and then there's times where someone gets in front of you, you either slow down a bit or they're going fast enough to where they get in front of you quickly. But you got to have that space, and you got to have that time. Also, you're going to want time and space to the left, to the right of you. We're usually in the right lanes a lot. You're going to want to make sure when that guy's tailgating someone else, or even a car's doing something stupid, there's not a truck or a car hanging out next to you going half a mile an hour faster than you. You want to back down, especially in certain areas, and in case something happens to that guy, well, his first reaction is going to be, holy shit, I got to get out of the way of the thing I'm about to hit. Where's he going to go? He's going to come hitting you, knocking you off the road. Okay? Seen it happen. You don't want that happening. So there's things like that to think about. Now you do, obviously, trying to get to where you're going, but don't be afraid to back down just a little bit. I mean, if you got to pay $15, $20 extra a day because you slowed down a bit, hey, it's worth it. Trust me, in the end, when you didn't kill anybody, you didn't go swerving off the road like an idiot. So that's one of the safety tips when driving on the road. And also, for anybody else out there tailgating, that's probably helping them push autonomous vehicles very quickly. Look it up. I'm sure you've already heard about it as well. So, some other safety tips would be, one of the things I like to do going around a corner when you're trying to switch lanes, trying to get out of the way of something, and you're doing one of those swerves or one of those curvy roads, use your right window, rear view window, mirror, to see where you can't see. You can't see out your left side when you're doing that turn. You look into your right, and that gives you opportunity to get a look at what's going on behind you, because now you can see behind you and you can prepare sooner. So that's a really good tip. And you might not be able to picture that in your mind right now, but once you do it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Some other good tips would be, if you're going to be doing anything, I know we like to put on music and do stuff like that, or whatever you're going to do, don't take your eyes off of the road. Learn how to grab or push buttons in your truck without having to look down at it all the time. You're looking down at shit all the time. Okay? Looking down. You gotta just push the button. Right now, I want to put on my light. Boom, it's on. Put on my four-way flashers. Boom, they're on. You know what I'm saying? I want to speed up right now. Just push the buttons that help speed you up, slow you down. Push the button twice, slows me down 2 miles an hour. I'm not looking down at it. Learn how to do as much as you can without taking your eyes off the road. Now, if something happens where you have to take your eyes off the road, say you're looking at the Qualcomm map, trying to figure out the little blue gauge is putting you on or off course, or just any little thing where you're going to have to give about a second attention to, make sure that you're not just following the lines on the ground to keep you in your lane. You don't want to be doing that where you're just looking down at the lane real quick, not looking very far ahead of you, just making sure you're in the lane. You know, you're staring down and you look up just a few inches above you and then look back down, and the next thing you know, you hit something. Go off the road. Okay? Or you don't expect what's coming up, you don't know what's going on, and now you don't have time to react. What you want to do in that situation is you take your glance, and when you look back at the road, make sure you get a sense of what's going on. So if you look, you got to look real quick, you look up, you scan for just a second, then you do your thing, you scan, and then you do your thing, and then you're done with your thing, and now you're good. You're not down here like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. So just make sure anytime you have to take your eyes off the road, when you bring your eyes back to the road, you get a sense of what's going on. Now, don't take your eyes off the road often, but it happens. Anybody who drives truck, you look into their mirror, okay, while you're driving by them. That's another safety tip. That's one of the big ones I use all the time, make sure I do all the time. When you're going to pass somebody and look at their mirror, see what they're doing. Are they paying attention? Are they driving? Can you see their face looking forward? They're not fiddling with something. They're not you kind of see them swerving because they're texting, or they can't quit looking down, trying to get their mustard on their hot dog, trying to open the package, driving. Whatever it is they're doing. I see it all the time. Guys reaching for shit, not even paying attention to the road. You want to pay attention to that. If you're getting ready to pass them and you notice them not paying attention, watch them. And that'll help you out a lot too. And honk at them or whatever you got to do. Let them know that they're being retarded. Okay? So those are just a few tips that will help you be a safer truck driver for yourself and for everybody else around you. Make sure you look, get a good look at what's going on each time if you're going to take your eyes off the road again. Look down the road, see what's going on. Things happen quickly. Make sure you look at the rear view mirrors of the person you're passing. Make sure you're watching the cars around you, what they're doing. If they're down looking at their phone, you got to pay more attention to them. So just think of those tips. Use your right mirror when you're driving down the curvy roads at 65 miles an hour and you can't see anything going on in your left mirror. Look at your right mirror. You'll see everything behind you. You can see behind you. It's actually very clear what's going on back there. So I hope that gave you guys some ideas of how to stay a little bit more safer driving.